Hi everyone, and welcome to my first official out-of-the-box and hands-on review of the Alcatel One Touch Magic phone. Now, just to let you know, I just got this phone earlier today from our friends from Sun Cellular as a part of, my contract renewal, really. Okay. Now, there were a list of a couple of other choices provided, a couple of other options, like we had the, I think the Star Mobile Play. There was one handset from the guys from O Plus, okay, but I opted in for the Alcatel because I trusted the brand. Okay, I've had an Alcatel phone before, the Idol Ultra, and I really liked the phone before I lost it, so I decided to sort of go for this one instead. So why out of the box? Usually people would call it an unboxing video, but as far as you can see here, I've already laid everything out. I actually turned on the phone already. Okay, so this mini review here would go a lot smoother. So let's just get to it. Let's get started. Okay, right out of the box, you'll see, of course, first things first, the unit. Okay, you have the 4-inch WVGA screen. Okay, which is I think it has around 233 pixels per inch, which is a pretty good resolution if you ask me, for an entry-level device. Okay, and you'll see why exactly I say that, okay, and why the numbers don't lie when we turn this phone on later in the latter segment of this program. Okay, so you have the device right here, and if you see here, there's actually two back covers provided right out of the box. We have one here which has the sort of a leathery thing, sort of a flap cover right here, okay, and then on the other hand we have here the more simpler, just it's a regular cover without the flap thing. Okay, now another thing is that I think a lot of you guys will like, okay, this is a must, is of course the screen protector, as the screen of this particular phone is kind of prone to fingerprint. Okay, of course we have the other basic stuff here. We have the charger, okay, it's a regular charger. We have the USB cord, which of course connects to that charger, and the the headset. Okay, it's the kind that has one long, one short earpiece on it. Okay, so the other things here, of course, you have the user guides, the quick start guide, which of course I won't read. No one really reads that unless needed. Warranty certificate, which I think I have to fill out later. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'll pause this video for now, and we'll go into some of the specs of the phone, as after I put this thing together. Okay, after I put this battery on here. All right. Alright, I put the battery onto the device, and as you can see here, I chose the cover without the leather flap, so that we won't have any hindrance of any sort when we try to navigate and control the phone later. Okay, but before we get to turning on this device, let's look at the box again. Okay, so that we can read some of the important specs here. First, we have, it says here, okay, I'm not sure if my camera would be good enough to focus on this, but it says here we have a port 4.2 Jelly Bean, okay, that'll be our OS. The processor in this one is a 1.3 gigahertz MediaTek processor, so it's MediaTek, so nothing too fancy. I mean, it's just an entry level device. I mean, I don't think that really matters so much. We have again the 4-inch WVGA display with the 231 ppi. It says here in the box 5 megapixel photos. I'm not sure how true that is, okay, because in most sources that I did see online, it just said that this phone would have a 3.2 MP shooter. Okay, but we'll find out. We'll get to that later on. Okay, maybe on other reviews that I might do on this phone, if once I get more usage out of it. Okay. One other thing here that stands out is the dual SIM functionality, which I really won't be using because I tend to stick to one network really. Okay, and whatever if ever I need to contact anyone, I just pay extra. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on the device. And again, this is not the first time I'm turning on this thing. I already turned it on earlier, of course, at the Sun Shop. Okay, because you can't take a phone in, just find out that it's broken, then you have to take it back. That's just stupid. Okay. Oh, and you see the startup screen. That's one thing that I really like about the Alcatel devices, the One Touch series, is the wonderful startup screen that they do have. It's taking some time. I'm not sure how many times you'll see the smart move words come out. Okay, now we're in the home screen. As you can see, it's I already did some setup here, okay, of some sort, but nothing too different from the from the out of the box setup. Okay, so let's unlock this. Okay, now if you can see, let's lock it again. Right here, okay, when you touch the screen, upon touching the lock thing here, you're actually going to have 4 options. Either you unlock the phone fully, which is down. Okay, you can also go to the phone app, okay, to the dialer left, the camera to the right, and to messages on top. Okay, and I think we can customize that. I'm not sure, but we'll look into that furthermore later on. Okay, so let's just unlock the device. And now this is not in full brightness. This is at around 40%, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's check it. I said it earlier. Okay, so it doesn't really say the percentage, but it's around 30-40%. Okay, as far as I can see. I turned on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth earlier because I was testing some of the features of the phone. But as you can see on here, okay, the the shortcut is pretty straightforward. Okay, when you do this here, okay, you have the airplane mode, just the basic stuff. Okay, and this phone actually has an auto brightness feature, which you can click on there. Okay, there's an auto brightness feature, and okay, let's just keep it on there. Okay. Now, going back to the screen here, again, this is a WVGA display on the 4-inch panel, and I think it looks pretty decent. Okay, color reproduction is pretty good. Nothing like AMOLED or IPS, but again, it's an entry-level device. If you wanted IPS or if you wanted an AMOLED display, you probably have to shoot up to the mid-range phones. Although I did see some of the rebranded phones that have sort of a QHD or IPS display out at around the same price range as this device, but we'll talk about that later on. Okay, here we have the basic stuff here, the app drawer still here, and we can scroll through the menu here, the apps. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot of bloatware. I actually removed some of it. I think around 2 or 3 apps, like Shazam, which I don't really use, and then there's these 2 other apps that I just decided to remove because I wouldn't be really using those particular apps. Okay, the reason for that is because this phone, again, it has 1.2 gigahertz of dual core processor, but only has 512 MB RAM. Okay, which is not going to be good for heavy users, and also the internal memory is only 4 gig. I don't have a micro SD card yet. I haven't bought one yet. But as soon as I do buy one, maybe I can install some of the apps, okay? And I haven't quite figured out yet if this phone is capable of moving some of the apps onto the SD card, okay? But we'll research that, and again, I'll do a follow-up review in the next few weeks once I do get more usage out of this phone, okay? So, okay, I turned on Wi-Fi, YouTube. We're going to YouTube. Hopefully my connection's good. Okay, they always have the voice kid edition there. Okay, as you can see, okay, it could be my camera, okay, but the viewing angles are okay, for this screen. Okay, now let's go to the browser a little bit. Oh, by the way, for those of you guys who are a bit old school, this phone actually has FM radio. Okay, so radio lovers or people who still listen to radio, you might like that feature. Okay, let's go to the browser here. I'm trying to get to Google. Okay. Really hard to find a good viewing angle, There, I think this is pretty good. Okay, so let's try to search for something random here. Like, let's say, what would be good to search for? Let's say, I searched for Google earlier. Maybe something a bit more interesting. Maybe, let's see, let's just say Samsung. I really can't think of anything. Let's look at the new S5. Okay, let's look for the S5. Okay, so as you can see, my internet speed is not the best in the world. Okay, but it's pretty fast. Okay, and well, that's pretty much it. Okay. Although one tip for those who be using this phone is you always need to clear the apps or the RAM. Okay, so again, this one only has 512 MB RAM, and the way to do this would be by pressing this button right here, the menu button, long pressing it, okay, and clearing everything. Pretty much helps out. Okay, so again, this is pretty much the what you will have, what you will get from the Alcatel One Touch Magic Phone, and I highly recommend this phone for those of you who find the rebranded phones tacky, or who just don't like the rebranded phones. I'm not gonna say which, but you know what they are. But for an entry-level device, it might be lacking some of the features you see from the rebranded phones, but it looks decent. I'm telling you, and you won't look cheap handling this phone and showing this off to people you know. I mean, it looks pretty decent. And again, the retail price I saw, I think, I mean, this came free with my plan, but SRP I think is 4,499 pesos. It could be lower. Maybe some people are selling, second-hand ones already. Okay, those want to do an early upgrade. But it's a pretty good device, dual-core, 4-inch display, and this is perfect for those who are new to the Android and to the smartphone industry, okay, to the smartphone experience. Those of you who just want to try having a smartphone, and those who are thinking of giving someone a gift of a smartphone, like maybe to their parents or to people who are new to the smartphone thing, I highly recommend this device from Alcatel. Good screen size, okay. Camera might need some improvement, but it's a pretty decent one. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention about the camera, and this might be a deal breaker for some of you guys, there's no flash. I wish I said that earlier. Again, it's Michael here. I'm just doing this little out-of-the-box mini review here of the very good, in my opinion, very good offering entry level device from Alcatel. Again, this is the Alcatel One Touch Magic Phone. Right. And for your comments, suggestions, just don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, or whatnot. Well, it's up to you. I don't even know if anyone's going to find this video. Just write your comments down below, and I'll be sure to browse through them and see how we can improve on the reviewing thing. Okay. Peace.